For 60 years, humanity has pointed its ears toward the stars. We have built massive radio telescopes. We have scanned billions of frequencies. We have listened for a pattern, a greeting, or even a whisper. But we have heard nothing. The universe is silent. This is the Fermi paradox. If the galaxy is billions of years old and habitable planets are common, where is everybody? We usually assume the silence means the galaxy is empty. We assume we are alone in a graveyard, but there is another possibility. A terrifying one. What if the galaxy is not empty? What if it is full of life? But everyone is staying quiet because they are afraid. What if the silence is not a sign of absence but a sign of fear? As a species, we are incredibly naive. When we imagine aliens, we project our own hopes onto them. We imagine wise, benevolent mentors. We think they will land on the White House lawn to cure our diseases, teach us fusion power, and invite us into a galactic federation. We act like a lost child, wandering into the woods, assuming that anything we meet will be a friend. But nature does not work that way. On Earth, when a less advanced civilization meets a more advanced one, the result is rarely a handshake. It is usually an extinction. We are shouting hello into the dark, without knowing what is listening. To understand the danger, we must look at the universe through the lens of sociology and math. The author Liu Cixin proposed two cosmic axioms. Axiom 1. Survival is the primary need of any civilization. Before art, before science, before morality, a civilization must survive. Axiom 2. Civilizations grow and expand, but the total amount of matter in the universe remains constant. Life grows exponentially. Resources do not. The universe is a finite pie, and every new mouth that opens is a threat to everyone else's slice. These two rules create a mathematical trap. Imagine two civilizations on opposite sides of the galaxy. Right now, they are far apart. They don't need each other's stars, but give them 1,000,000 years. They will expand. They will colonize nearby systems. They will consume the energy of their suns. Eventually, their borders will touch. And because the universe has finite resources, they cannot both have the same star. Conflict is not a choice. It is a mathematical certainty. In a finite universe, every other civilization is a potential thief waiting to steal your future. But wait, you might say. Why can't we just talk? Why can't we negotiate? Because of the chain of suspicion. The distances in space are vast. It takes light and messages hundreds of years to travel between stars. If I meet you, I cannot know your true intentions.
This
You might
is a
say you are
message
peaceful,
of universal
but how do I
harmony.
know you aren't lying?
Join
and
us
even if you are
in an
peaceful,
era
how do
of
you know I am
perfect
not
unity.
lying? We get trapped in an infinite loop of doubt. I am afraid of you. You are afraid of me. I know you are afraid of me, so I assume you will strike first. So to save myself, I must strike you first. In the cosmos, trust is impossible. There is another reason you cannot trust a neighbor. It is the speed of progress. To a super civilization, humanity looks like a bug. We are harmless. So why would they waste ammo on us? Because of technological explosion. In cosmic terms, the difference between the Stone Age and the Atomic Age is the blink of an eye. If an alien civilization spots us today, they see a primitive species, but because of the time delay in space travel, by the time their fleet arrives, we might have surpassed them. We might be the gods. You cannot judge a civilization by what it is now. You have to judge it by what it could be. And since every baby is a future giant, the safest move is to strangle the baby in the crib. This brings us to the core metaphor of the theory. The universe is a dark forest. Every civilization is an armed hunter stalking through the trees like a ghost. He must be careful because everywhere in the forest are stealthy hunters like him. If he finds other life, another hunter, an angel, or a demon, he can't judge their intentions. He can't tell if they are friendly. He only knows one thing: they are armed and they are competition. In this forest, hell is other people. Therefore, there is only one rule: if you see movement, shoot. This paranoia is driven by physics. Specifically, game theory. In modern warfare, we rely on mutually assured destruction. If you nuke me, I nuke you back. We both die, so we stay peaceful. But in space, the distances are too vast. If I launch a weapon at near light speed, you won't see it coming. You will be dead before the light from the weapon reaches your senses. There is no defense. There is no retaliation. The only way to survive a duel in space is to shoot first. The civilization that hesitates dies. The civilization that strikes immediately lives to hide another day. But isn't war expensive? Wouldn't they want to save their resources? No, because destruction is cheap. To contact a civilization, you need massive transmitters, translation software, and centuries of patience. It is expensive, but to destroy a civilization, all you need is a rock. A relativistic kinetic kill vehicle. Take a small asteroid, accelerate it to 90% of the speed of light. When it hits a planet, the kinetic energy is enough to boil the oceans and strip the atmosphere. It costs almost nothing to fire. In the dark forest, a bullet is cheaper than a handshake. This brings us to the most horrifying realization. If the universe is a dark forest full of silent snipers, what is humanity doing? We are screaming. For over 100 years, Earth has been leaking radio waves, television broadcasts, and radar pings into the void. We have lit a massive campfire in the middle of the dark woods. We are shouting, "We are here, we are here." We think we are calling for help, but to the hunters in the dark, we are simply announcing our coordinates. We are the naive child who has just rung the dinner bell. Our radio leaks might be forgivable. They are accidental, but we have also done something intentional, something stupid. In 1974, astronomers used the massive Arecibo telescope to fire a high-power radio message directly at the Hercules star cluster. It wasn't a leak. It was a shout. The message contained a picture of a human, a diagram of our DNA, and a map of our solar system showing exactly which planet we live on. We sent our address, our biological weaknesses, and a photo of ourselves to an unknown recipient. In the context of the dark forest, this was not science. It was suicide. We also sent physical mail. The Voyager 1 and 2 probes are currently leaving the solar system. They will drift through the galaxy for billions of years. Bolted to their sides are golden records. On the cover of these records is a pulsar map. It uses the locations of rapidly spinning stars to create a precise triangulation of the sun's position in the Milky Way.
You have arrived.
We handed the hunters a GPS map to our front door. If any civilization finds that probe, they will know exactly where to point their weapons. Why would a super civilization care enough to kill us? We are ants to them. Exactly. If you find a cockroach in your kitchen, you don't hate it. You don't declare war on it. You crush it. Because it is messy, it breeds fast, and it carries disease. You are performing pest control. Advanced civilizations might view us the same way. We are unpredictable. We are growing exponentially. We are dangerous. It is safer, easier, and cleaner to just tidy up the solar system than to risk us becoming a problem later. How would they do it? They wouldn't send a fleet of ships. That's too slow. Too expensive. They would use physics. In Liu Cixin's novels, the ultimate weapon is a dimensional strike. A dual-vector foil is launched into a solar system. When activated, it collapses three-dimensional space into two dimensions. The entire solar system, planets, stars, and humans is instantly flattened into a giant, infinitely thin painting. No escape, no defense, just total, clean annihilation. This theory offers a grim solution to the Fermi paradox. The universe is not silent because it is empty. It is silent because it is full. The loud civilizations, the ones who shout and broadcast their location, are quickly eliminated by the hunters. The quiet civilizations, the ones who learn to hide their presence and cloak their planets, are the ones who survive. The night sky is quiet because we are listening to a forest where all the noisy animals have already been eaten. The silence is the sound of survivors holding their breath. If this theory is true, we have been looking for the wrong thing. We look for Type 3 civilizations, empires that consume entire galaxies. We expect to see massive Dyson spheres and starships. But in the dark forest, a giant structure is just a giant target. The true masters of the universe, the super predators, would not build monuments. They would build camouflage. They wouldn't live around bright stars. They would live near black holes using the event horizon to hide their heat signatures. They wouldn't broadcast radio waves. They would use tightly focused neutrinos or quantum entanglement. The civilizations at the top of the food chain are the ones who have perfected the art of being invisible. This is not just science fiction. It is a real debate in the scientific community. It is the battle between SETI and METI. Listening is safe. Shouting is dangerous. The late Stephen Hawking warned us explicitly. He said, if aliens visit us, the outcome would be much as when Columbus landed in America, which didn't turn out well for the Native Americans. Some scientists argue that we should impose a global ban on high-power transmissions. We should go dark. We should listen to the forest, but keep our mouths shut. Is there any hope? Is the universe really this cruel? Maybe not. Critics of the dark forest theory argue that information is the most valuable resource in the universe, more valuable than energy. You can strip mine a dead planet, but you cannot learn new physics from a corpse. Perhaps advanced civilizations realize that trade is more profitable than war. Perhaps morality evolves alongside technology. Maybe once you have enough power, you stop fearing the unknown and start studying it. The silence might be a quarantine, not a hunting ground. Or perhaps we just missed the war. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. Earth is young. It is possible that the dark forest phase of the galaxy happened 5 billion years ago. The wars were fought. The loud civilizations were destroyed. The victors established a new order. The silence we hear today isn't the silence of hunters waiting to strike. It is the silence of a graveyard after the battle is over. We are simply the weeds growing in the ruins of a fallen empire. Whether the dark forest theory is true or false, it teaches us a valuable lesson about humility. We have spent the last century acting like the universe is a playground built for our amusement. But the cosmos is not a playground. It is a wilderness. It is vast, old, and indifferent to our survival. In the wilderness, you do not scream. You do not light fires. You do not assume that everything with teeth is your friend. You watch, you listen, and you survive. Shh.